What's going on, people? It's your boy T, and it's 2017. I'm gonna start up a new page. It's gonna be nothing but sickle cell. And if you have any sickle cell questions, or you want to have any sickle cell knowledge, or you have any sickle cell stories, hit a brother up. Spread them out. We're here to spread awareness now. We need to let them know what's going on with us. That way, we'll have a better stay at the hospitals. We'll have better understanding with our doctors. And the people around us will have a vast knowledge about our disease, all right? We ain't got to tell everybody. We just got to tell enough. That's how I see it. So, with that said, I'm going to do my part here today and start off my campaign with 11 things that you may not know about sickle cell. I've come to realize that this list was not hard to make, and that there were a lot of things that people didn't know about sickle cell. So we're going to start with 11 and see where that heads us, okay? Number 1, sickle cell has an awareness month. You're damn skippy. September of every year, Sickle Cell Awareness Month is activated. Since 1983, with the help of the Sickle Cell Association and the U.S. government, September was deemed Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Number 2, any ethnic group in any race can get sickle cell. So all of y'all who thought that sickle cell was only for black people, you dead wrong. Dead wrong. Just like everything else in the world, black people have it first, and then everybody else take it on and claim it for themselves. Unlike everything else, everyone else don't claim this for themselves, but they still have it. Everybody from the Spanish to Brazilian to the Indians, even Caucasian Americans have sickle cell. You'd be surprised. Number 3, it's an inherited disease, which is why the Spanish, Brazilian, Indian, and the Caucasians can have sickle cell, because it's inherited. All right, it's not like a cold where I come in, I sneeze, and all of a sudden you got sickle cell on your hand. That's not how it works. Okay, you gotta have a mother who has a trait, a father who has a trait. Together, they'll have you who have sickle cell, which I hope you don't. But if you do, God bless you, and I'll feel your pain. But that's how it works. It has to be inherited. Number 4, it's diagnosed at birth. All right. So you can't be like, oh, I'm 50 years old. I just found out I have sickle cell. That's so rare. That is so rare. I've heard people say that they found out they had sickle cell when they were 16, 17. That's rare. Okay? There's a few people who's like that. Not many. There's a few. Other than that, most of us, we found out at birth. They do a test to every child since the 1980s, when they started the Sickle Cell Association, the Sickle Cell Awareness in September. They started doing the test, the newborn screens, to find out if anybody has sickle cell. That way they can help them at infancy to prevent any serious complications that they may have. Number 5, sickle cell trait and malaria. Okay, here's a little explanation. Sickle cell was created because malaria was going rampant, and nature wanted a way to help humanity so that they wouldn't die out from this. So, malaria here, all of a sudden sickle cell pops up, and now the people with sickle cell can't get malaria because their blood isn't right for malaria to attach on. Same case for the trait. The trait protects you against malaria. However, do not get it wrong, you can still get affected with it. It's just less common than somebody who doesn't have the trait, okay? So please understand that. Just because you have the trait does not mean you cannot get malaria. It just means it's less common for you to get malaria. However, if you do have sickle cell, you cannot get malaria. Number 6, not all types are created equal. We say sickle cell as a generalized statement, okay? Sickle cell. We put all of them into one group. However, it's really made of various groups and severities, all right? At the very top, you have hemoglobin SS, which is the worst of the worst, the severe of the severe when it comes to sickle cell, okay? Going down one, you have hemoglobin SC, All right, that's not as bad as SS, but it's not, nothing either. You still have sickle cell, you still get sick from time to time, but it's not as bad. Going down, you have sickle beta. Now, sickle beta, you rarely get sick. You rarely have to deal with anything that has to do with sickle cell, but you have sickle cell. You don't have a trait, you have sickle cell, but it's not as bad as, say, SS, which I have, unfortunately. Okay. Number 7, sickle cell is more than just pain. I don't know how bad I need to stress this. Oh my goodness, this is so bad. Sickle cell is more than just pain. More than just pain, people. I don't know how many times I've heard this come out of people's mouths, including doctors and nurses, and they think that we go to the hospital just because we're drug seeking or we're looking for medications or something like that. That's not the case on everybody. Some people are. And there's videos later on that I'll make about all this. But as for now, a lot of us aren't drug seeking, all right? It's not just about pain. Sickle cell crises do cause a lot of pain, however. But because sickle cell is the way it is, shaped like a C, hard, sticky, sticks together, clumps up in the veins, it causes a lot of issues for any organ that the blood touches, because the blood can't carry the oxygen to those organs. So oftentimes those organs die off, including the mind, which makes us at risk for strokes, eye disease, gallstones, serious bacterial infections, anemia, and that's just a small list of things we have to endure having sickle cell. Number 8, children are at risk for stroke. All right, if you don't know, black folks is already at an all-time high when it comes to heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. With sickle cell, you're more so at risk at a stroke when you are a child than versus when you're older. Doesn't mean you can't have it. It just means you're more at risk as a child. Now, when they find out you have sickle cell, they often do brain scans. They do ultrasound scans of your brain to see if you're susceptible to strokes. If so, then they start giving you treatments right away in order to help you with this. Just for those who don't understand how severe this is, strokes is the number 5 cause of death in the United States, okay? And it's also the leading cause of disability in the United States. Every 4 minutes, someone dies of a stroke. So for you to say that children are more susceptible than the rest of the population because they have sickle cell is crazy. It's insane. That alone should let people know that sickle cell is a serious disease and want to help us out. That alone. But hey, it is what it is. Number 9, a simple antibiotic can help life expectancy. Penicillin is life-saving. I don't know how many other people who's been on it, but I know I was put on it at birth or when I was old enough to take it myself. And it helped me. It helped me a lot of times. Kept me from having pneumonia. Kept me from having high infections. And that is a lot of concerns of sickle cell people. Chest infections and other infections, because sickle cell can't fight off disease, infections as well. We are susceptible to bacterial infections. So penicillin can be life-changing for children, all right? Usually they start penicillin 2 pills for the first 5 years of your life. I've done it. A lot of people have, and it helps you live longer from the childhood state to the adulthood state. If I didn't have it, I probably wouldn't be sitting here now. I'm just saying. Number 10, treatments are available. There is more than just pain medicine, people, for sickle cell patients. We have to endure blood transfusions, blood exchanges, and that's just 2 things off the top of my head that I know that I have to endure on a regular basis. Blood exchanges and blood transfusions. On top of that, there's other medications such as hydroxyurea, which has been changing people's lives for decades now and helping us live longer and have fewer complications. It's medications like this that we have to take on a daily basis, and other medications. I know myself, I have to take XJ, which helps release the iron overload from having too much blood pumped into my system. So I have to have something to relinquish all that iron that they put into me. So I take XJ, which is these big chalky white pills that I put in water and mix up and let sit for 15 minutes and drink down. You know, it's not horrible, but it's not the best either. Number 11, the final one of my 11 things that you may not know about sickle cell. There is a cure. Don't let this title mislead you or excite you, okay? The cure is bone marrow transplants. And if you don't know what bone marrow transplants are, they are very painful, okay? They cut into your bone. They need a donor first. Somebody who's a sibling, most likely, who matches your blood type, you know, so that your body won't reject it. They cut into your bone, take out your bone marrow, replace your bone marrow with your sibling's donor bone marrow. And then from then on, your body will start making regular blood cells. That's supposed to be how it works. But you know, a lot of people have found success with this, and a lot of people have found more complications with this. So you gotta really weigh your options and do the research when it comes to considering doing this. And understand everything that you have to go through and everything that you have to do before the surgery. And talk to a doctor. You need to sit down and talk to a doctor. But other than that, that's the only cure that's really available to us right now is bone marrow transplant. And that's not for everyone. Everyone can't do that. It's better to do it while you're young because your body's still growing. But for someone my age, I can't do bone marrow transplant. It'll either kill me, it'll make me worse off than what I am, or it just simply won't work. But in the future, there's things such as gene therapy that looks promising. But that's not until years later, you know. Again, my name is T, and I'm here to help you all understand a little bit more about me and a little bit more about sickle cell anemia. Alright? Peace, love, and prosperity to you all. And I'll see y'all next video. Peace.